I'm Larry Fedoruk, and this is I Was 8, a personal journal storytelling podcast about growing up in the prairie town of Waukau, Saskatchewan. Next week, join me for General Mayhem and Corporal Punishment. But now, let's get to this week's story. I Was 8, Season 4.
Chapter 8. Selling Tickets.
When I was 8, my dad was a member of the Waukau Lions Club. What kind of club is it, Dad? Can I go? No. Do you keep real lions? Can I pet one? Are you the club leader? Do you have a clubhouse? Do you have clubhouse sandwiches? Can you bring me home a sandwich? Shut up. Twice a year, the Lions Club held a raffle to help fund their activities, which may or may not have included real lions and clubhouse sandwiches. The Autumn Lions Club raffle included 3 prizes. First prize, a large, oversized bottle of whiskey. Second prize was a lesser bottle of whiskey, 40-pounder. And third prize was a case of beer. If Dad wasn't the club leader, he was obviously on the prize committee. By the way, a case of beer in the day was a 12-pack, the most popular size. The 24-pack size was less common, and of course was called the 2-4. Even at 8, I knew this. The 2-4 was not to be confused with the 2-6er, or 26er. That was a regular-sized bottle of booze. Rye, vodka, rum, whatever, usually rye, the official whiskey of the province of Saskatchewan. I think a bottle of it is featured on the provincial flag. And if someone had too much rye the next day, they would suffer from the 26-ounce flu. Hilarious. Half a 2-6er was a Mickey. The aforementioned 40-pounder was what they called the 40-ounce booze bottle. Larry, can you recite the names of the 10 Canadian provinces? No, but listen to this. 6-pack, case, 2-4, Mickey, 2-6er, 40-pounder. All right, class dismissed. Go out for recess. Hey, one of the ways kids learn is through repetition. And in our house, I didn't hear about the provinces every day. So back to first prize, a gigantic bottle of whiskey. The biggest bottle I had ever seen. All of us kids saw it. It was on display in a special case in the window of the grocery store. The owner, Mr. Scarlett, also a lion, with a special sign that read, First Prize, Waukau Lions Club Raffle, Draw October 11th. About a month away. You couldn't even walk into the liquor store and buy that bottle of booze. Not that anyone had that kind of money. The Lions Club had to order its special from the liquor store. And the whiskey itself belonged to another special club, not the Lions, but the Canadian Club. Ooh, you knew that had to be good. I always liked how all the stores in our town were simply referred to by what they sold. Only in the city did the stores have fancy names like Kresge's, Woolworth's, Rexall. In our town, we had a liquor store, grocery store, hardware store, drugstore, candy store, a couple of slight variations, gas station, lumber yard, but stores clearly defined. There was only one store we referred to by name, McLeod's, a small department store where grown-ups went to buy departments. Dad brought home 10 books of raffle tickets for the Lions Club draw, his allotment to sell. Each book contained 20 tickets. Let me see this, Dad. First prize booze, second prize booze, third prize beer. Dad, these should sell like hotcakes. Each Lions Club member, of which there are about 20, got 10 books. Help me out here, Mom. 20 tickets times 10 books times 20 lions. That's 4 million tickets. 1,000. Right, 4,000 tickets. Hold on. Our town only has 1,000 people. And about half of those are kids. Well, Dad said people buy more than one ticket each, plus we're going to be selling these tickets to people from other towns. As a matter of fact, Larry, why don't you try and sell some of these tickets? Say 3 books, and if you sell all 3 books, I'll give you $1. Help me out here again, Mom. Ticket price times 20 tickets times 3 books. If I get $1, This puts my commission at about 3%. Well, it's my final offer. Take it or leave it. Take it. Thus began my career as a door-to-door salesman. Door-to-door was Mom's idea. Obviously, I couldn't sell tickets for whiskey to my friends, and even if I could, they didn't have that kind of money. Selling to my relatives would be good for 3 or 4 tickets, but I had 60 to sell. So I would take this chance of a lifetime directly to the people, right at their front door. I had to practice my spiel. I memorized the prizes, piece of cake. There's only 3 of those. It's not like they were the provinces. I had to tell people that with each purchase they were supporting the wonderful work of the local Lions Club. They didn't tell me what that was. May or may not have included Lions and Clubhouse sandwiches. And I had to go through the price list. Tickets were 50 cents each, or 3 for $1, and a special discount $6 for the entire book. I've also brought a pen for your convenience. Yeah, $6 for a whole book. Wouldn't that be sweet? Literally, find 3 people to each buy a book, grab my dollar, and off to the candy store. You know how much candy you can get for $1? A lot. Saturday morning, bright and early, I hit the streets. Well, I wasn't that bright, wasn't that early. Philip had already called me to see if I wanted to play cowboys. Rolly Messner invited me over to his house to play Monopoly. Not today, boys. I'm working. Our town was basically a large grid, and we lived on the last street, so I would just go to the end of our street, canvass up the block, down the next, until I covered the whole town. Again, the dream being the first 3 houses each buy a whole book, then it's candy store, cowboys at Phillips, all in time for lunch. Well, there it is, the first house. I believe it's the Bodners. Good morning, Mrs. Bodnar. I'm selling raffle tickets for the Lions Club draw. You could win a giant bottle of... Mr. Bodnar is a lion. We're trying to sell tickets, too. That went well for a first try. All right, the second house, the Markowskis. Perhaps Janie is at home. She likes me. That couldn't hurt my chances. Hello, Mrs. Markowski. I'm selling tickets for the Lions Club raffle. Mr. Markowski is a lion. We've got 10 books to sell. Well, nice to see you as well, and say hi to Janie. Third house, the Walchucks. Large growling dog. Well, I'll just skip that one, maybe come back later, after the dog has died. Fourth house, Old Lady Kenner. She lives alone. No lions, no dogs. Good morning, Mrs. Kenner. I'm selling tickets for the Lions Club raffle to help suppose the stuff the Lions do in our town. Tickets are only 50 cents each, or 3 for $1, or a whole book of 20 for $6. First prize, a bottle of whiskey, almost as tall as me. I was pretty proud of that last part. I made it up myself as part of my sales pitch. Yes, Mrs. Kenner, what's that? No, I don't think money grows on trees. My father has actually mentioned that. If it did, I wouldn't be out here busting my hump, wasting my Saturday. No, I don't know what a fixed income is. Do I know how much things cost these days? Well, not everything, but a few things. A new Archie comic can run you... What's that? You don't drink whiskey? Maybe you should start. And what's that? What makes me think you have nothing better to do on a Saturday than run to the door while potatoes are boiling on the stove? Can I take this all as a no thanks? So much for the fourth house. Fifth house, sixth house, nobody home. Seventh house, growling dog again, different one. So I stopped for a while, threw some rocks at a dirt pile for about half an hour. Eighth house, the Thompsons, already know he's a lion. 10th house, no thanks. 11th house, no answer. 12th house, oh, finally. Hello, I'm selling tickets for the... Oh, hello, Mom. Oh, sorry. Yes, I know this is my house. Yes, I know where I live. It's just been a tough morning. I gotta go. Bye. At that point, I decided to give up on our street altogether. I'll finish it another day. I'll cross over to the next block and start at the other end. Maybe that will be luckier. The first house was the big old structure that they used as the RCMP detachment. Not knocking on that door. I don't have a sales license. I could become arrested. Next door was old lady Selby. She also lived alone, but all right, I thought I'd give it a shot. Hello, Mrs. Selby. I'm selling tickets for the Lions Club raffle. Each ticket is 50 cents, 3 for $1, or an entire... Well, I'd love to buy a ticket. Come in, young man, and have a seat in the kitchen. I'll find my change purse. All right, my first sale. I'll bet you could use a big glass of Kool-Aid, she said, pointing to a big pitcher on the counter. Ooh, Kool-Aid. And my favorite flavor, red. How's the Kool-Aid? Good, yeah, still warm. How about a cookie to go with that? I really shouldn't, but I didn't want to be rude. Mrs. Selby didn't have any kid cookies, only the grown-up biscuits. But hey, free cookie. I might just join you in a cookie, she said. Not sure what that means, but okay. She sat down and started to tell me some fascinating stories. The kitchen wallpaper she bought on sale at the hardware store in 1951. The kitchen table once belonged to her Aunt Elsie. When she was a kid, her favorite subject in school was reading. Her cousin was once married to the mayor of Prince Albert. Well, they're still married, but he's no longer mayor. The shoes she was wearing are her house shoes, but this one time she forgot and wore them to church. She used to sing in the choir, but after a while, listen, did you still want to buy a ticket? Oh, yes, she said, and she came back in a few minutes with her change purse. She slowly counted out 10 pennies on the table. Is this a dime? No, Mrs. Selby, it's a button. Well, this button is worth more than a dime, that's for sure. My grandmother had this button on her blouse when she attended a cotillion with the great... Yes, I'll bet it is. I just not allowed to accept buttons. She eventually found 3 nickels in there. Hold on a minute, and then she left the room again. This time she came back with a glass jar full of buttons, which she proceeded to dump out on the table. Together among the buttons, we found 2 dimes and 5 more pennies. I've brought a pen for your convenience. But she couldn't see well enough to write, so she dictated her information. I wrote it out, tore her part of the ticket off, and left as she started a story about the time it rained so hard that her cat was, sorry, I have to go. Have a nice day. That took over an hour, but a sale, 50 cents. My commission, just under 2 cents. The entire morning had passed. I'd made 2 cents. Suddenly, I heard gunshots. Well, okay, it wasn't gunshots. It was Philip yelling, bang, bang. I got you, you're dead. Shut up, I'm not even playing cowboys. Stop shooting at me while I'm working. Philip ran over. What are you doing? I'm selling tickets for the Lions Club raffle. I get to keep some of the money. How much did you make so far? I don't know. $30? Wow. Given that I knew the next 2 houses were Lions, and the house after that, well, no one lived there. As a matter of fact, it was haunted. And since ghosts don't have any money, I instead found an old stick to use as a pretend rifle and played cowboys with Philip for the rest of the day. Bang, you're dead. Bang, you're dead. Bang, you're dead. No, I'm not. You missed me. Bang, you're dead. Mom said I wasn't allowed to sell tickets on Sunday. It was both a sin and the law. And since I didn't go door to door after school, it wasn't until the following Saturday that I went back out to work. Sold 2 tickets that day and 1 on the 3rd Saturday. I hated that job so much. And then the draw date was coming up, so Dad asked for the money. Here's $2 and the unsold tickets. What happened to them? I dropped them in the mud after Philip shot me. Also, I lost the pen. Dad was none too happy, even though technically my commission was around 8 cents. I got nothing. I was kind of in the doghouse with Dad, but only for about a week. 'Cause then the draw happened. Dad won the 40-pounder. And after he cracked it open for no reason, he gave me $1. Once again, I'd learned a valuable lesson. No, I didn't.
I Was 8 is a weekly storytelling podcast written, produced, and voiced by Larry Fedoruk. A new episode every Thursday on all major platforms or Larry's I Was 8 YouTube channel. Tell a friend about his podcast and reach out to Larry Fedoruk, that's FEDORUK, at LarryFedoruk37@gmail.com.
What kind of lions do they have there, Dad? Are there boy lions and girl lions? Do they have baby lions? Can we get a baby lion? Are there any tigers? How come tigers have stripes but not lions? Is a zebra a horse? Hey, what about leopards? Can we get a leopard? Can we just get a plain cat? Can I join the club when I'm 9? Do you have to fight a lion? Can we go to the circus? Can I be a lion for Halloween?